So this is video number 2 in this series, and if you missed video number 1 talking about my first job at Burger King and how it led up to this point, I'll put it up right here. So I was going to the trade school, and a couple gentlemen from this big copier company came in, interviewed a few of us, and offered me a position as a technician to work on copiers. And of course I accepted it. It was a full-time position Monday through Friday, and I was super excited. So the training school provided me a toolkit. It was a hard case toolbox that I would, with a handle, I'd be able to carry it around. It had good quality tools, German-made screwdrivers, just everything I needed to properly and professionally support copiers and to support this company. I ended up working at this copier company for over 8 years, 1998 to 2006, I believe. And I don't recall how long I was a technician there, but eventually became a team leader, and I would run weekly meetings, or I would help run the weekly meetings. I would go and follow up at these customer sites, making sure that, you know, hey, this technician is doing what is expected, cleaning the machine, taking care of the customer, making sure everybody's happy and everything's running fine. And then when the technicians run into problems that they don't have the time to sit there and troubleshoot, I was a lot of the time, I would go out there either after them or I will bring them with me, and we will sit on the floor, we'll get schematics out of the circuit boards. We would, you know, figure out what's physically not working, and we would fix it, or we'd fix the problem and keep the customer happy. And then I became a service manager for that, one of those, I don't remember if it was northern or southern part of San Diego. And I only sat in that role for a short time. I stepped myself back down. I was too young for that position, and it wasn't right for me to sit in that position, and I just didn't enjoy it. It was too stressful at the time. So I set myself back down as a team lead still, or again. Then I ended up becoming a digital product specialist was the title. So anyways, I'm still team leader and digital project specialist. I don't know, they've sent me to multiple trainings over the years for big machines and learn how to work on the new ones that were coming out, etc. I stayed there for 8 years, like I mentioned, and it was a great job. Learned a lot of stuff. My manager was strict, but I respected it. It was a good learning experience. And even though that was fixing copiers, repairing copy machines, fax machines, printers, how does that lead into tech? Well, over time, more and more those machines were starting to be connected to companies' networks, so we can set up scan to UNC Pass, scan to different shared folders on the network, essentially. There was a couple of us that were very interested in that, and the company, the copier company I worked for, was encouraging people to get their CompTIA A+ and N+ certifications. And of course, none of us had that. We weren't computer tech people, we were copier repair people. So a lot of people were putting their hands up, reluctant to move forward with that. So I bought a book, I bought the A+ certification book, I bought another computer repair book, and I read them. And these were thick books, but I was interested in it. And I remember back then, and I'm talking 1999 is when I got, I think, my A+, and maybe 2000 was when I got my N+, but I studied on my own. We didn't have YouTube, we didn't have online stuff to study. It was, you get the books and you have the computers and you test and you learn and you read and you figure it out. So I'm very proud of that. It was hard work. I remember back then we had to know IRQs, interrupt requests for, nobody's going to care these days, but I had to memorize IRQs. You know, the IRQ for the mouse, I don't remember what it was at this point. Maybe it was 7 or 3 or something like that. So the processor would have an interrupt request when you need to move that mouse and use it. And I remember putting something on my bed or maybe on the ceiling, and I had all the IRQs out there. So every time before I went to bed, I would read them and try to memorize them. They helped because they were on the test at the time. I started learning the A+ certification content and computer repair on my own. And of course, I was diving into computers big time. I had floppy disk galore. Yeah, little 3.5-inch floppy disk at that time for different programs. Anyway, so I got my A+. I got my N+. I don't remember if I passed them on the first try or not. I'm pretty sure I did, but I don't remember. Regardless, I passed them, and back then you didn't have to, once you get certified, that's for life. You don't have to go back and renew it and all that nonsense like now. But so I still have mine, and I'm sure it's helped over the years get to where I'm at now, at least getting employers to look at what I'm certified in. But working at that copier company was huge for me. It was a long-term job, 8 years. It was a long time. And I drove my own car. We had to use payphones, and we had pagers at the time. So switchboard would page me, and I'd get the page, and I'd have to go find a payphone somewhere and put in quarters and call switchboard and close our calls. It was a different time. That job really did help mold me for the technical career that I'm at now. So continue on this journey with me and join me in the next video.